It is not centrally held. It's not held by a central body. It's sort of democratized data. So that's the first important concept. What that means is that no one absolutely controls the data. And you are now the owner of your own data.
So it is widely believed that these days NFT and cryptocurrencies will drive the digital economy, and Web3 is the future of the internet. We would really appreciate if you can explain to our audience and the viewers about what exactly is Web3, crypto, and NFT, and how is it going to impact a normal internet user day-to-day engagement with the technology.
So this is a very exciting area. I'm actually very excited to talk about it. Yeah? But to understand Web3, NFT, and all that, you need to first understand the basic concept, which is blockchain. Of course, there are a lot of literature, YouTubes, everything on the net. You can read up more if you want to. But let me just introduce the basic concepts, which is number one, it's a distributed database, which means it is not centrally held. It's not held by a central body. It's sort of democratized data. So that's the first important concept. What that means is that no one absolutely controls the data. And you are now the owner of your own data. Whatever you put in is immutable. You cannot change it. Okay? So these are very basic concepts. Now, you pull that out to a broader concept. What that means when it's distributed, what it means is then you can be collaborative. Right? If this data is distributed among many parties, then these many parties have the flexibility to input into this database and own that part of the database that they input. And there's transparency in there. So with the help of encryption technology, cryptography, and all that, that's when the security comes in to protect this distributed database. So with this as a basic concept of blockchain, then you build the application on top of it. Now, cryptocurrency is probably the most talked about application on top of blockchain. But I keep telling people it is not blockchain, and blockchain is not cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency only. So cryptocurrency is an application that builds on blockchain. So the common ones are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. It goes on. Now, these are monetary systems that is on the blockchain. Same concept with a distributed database. The ownership is now written into this database. So we now know you own the coins. Compared to today, if you own, you need to go to the bank, and the bank is the one that proves that you own this amount of money. And that is centrally managed. So this kind of distributed nature allows the democratization of money. Okay, so that's cryptocurrency. NFT is yet another application that sits on blockchain. NFT is a form of digital asset. So it records the ownership. So today, if you may own this digital asset, it shows the record that you own it. That's it. Now, why is it so hot these days? First, it can be sliced into multiple ownerships, so you can share. Second, it is available, which means you can now take this and so the securitization of it is one thing. The next thing is you can then freely use this as your asset with that the blockchain records as a proof that you own it. But having said that, cryptocurrency and NFT are not the only application for blockchain. The more useful use of blockchain that I've seen recently is vaccination records. So IATA has done the vaccination record on the blockchain. And so different airlines in different countries can input that into the distributed database. So imagine if you travel, your vac cert is easily accepted by a different country through accessing these distributed records. Another usage of blockchain is in the logistics arena, e-trade, trade declarations, documentations as the containers move from port to port, they break bulk and all that. All this information is captured on the blockchain. And the different port of call, the different logistics company can input the data. So you actually have a trace of what happens to the goods. So these are very useful applications of blockchain. Web3 is actually the next generation of the web. And it will be built on blockchain. And a lot of people feel that very excited about this because as we have seen the development of the web. The first generation of web is static. Web 1.0 is static. You post static pages. It's purely informative. Web 2.0 brings the collaborative front into it. That's when systems are connected. That's when you can interact with it. You can make payments. So the online shopping is an application on Web 2.0. Your interaction in the social media is on 2.0. But guess what? You don't own the data. The moment you post something, the data goes to the social media company. Actually, they own the rights to use it. So that creates a lot of tension, especially in the recent years. So everyone is talking about Web 3.0 because you're now looking at the third version of web when anyone can input and they own the data, the democratization of data that I talked about. And wouldn't that be good if you can interact and you can now own your data? And I think this is an interesting new world. And with this, it encourages a lot more collaboration in Web 3.0.